We will stand up again, we will march again, we will preach again, we will organize again. We are black, we are white, we are Latino, we are Native American, we are Democrat, we are Republican, we are independent, we are people of faith, we are people not of faith, we are natives and immigrants, we are business leaders and workers and unemployed, we are doctors and the uninsured, we are gay, we are straight, we are students, we are parents, we are retirees. We are North Carolina, and we're here, and we ain't going nowhere. Now, the first thing we want to do here today is celebrate what you have done.
All right. Yeah.
And then I'm going to talk about the next phase of the movement. But you always in a movement ought to take a moment and celebrate your victories. Bob Hall with Democracy in North Carolina and Jamie Phillips and some others got together and pulled numbers. And I want to tell you that while we don't judge justice just by polls alone, something strange and marvelous and miraculous has happened since you all decided to fight together. Last year, when they came into office, they boasted like proud roosters of having a supermajority. When they came in office, the poll said the legislature was running about 40%. Governor was over 50%. They thought you were going to go home, put your tail between your legs, and not fight back. But you came together. And let me tell you what has happened since you came together.
Yes, sir.
And tell you some of the things we ought to celebrate, just in the polls. Now, they were at 40%. But last week, the public policy poll said because you've come together, they are now at 17% and falling. That means 83% of North Carolinians disagree with what they're doing in this legislature. That wouldn't have happened without you. You need to know that 55% of North Carolinians oppose their decision to cut unemployment insurance. And I tell you this because sometimes in the moral movement, it's a long time before you start winning the public consciousness. But in the vernacular of my grandmama, look what the Lord has done.
Yes, sir.
58% of North Carolinians say we should expand Medicaid. Touch your neighbor and say, we're winning the consciousness of the state. 61% of North Carolina voters oppose taking public school money and giving it to vouchers to support private schools. Somebody shout, we're winning. 54% of North Carolinians would rather raise teachers' pay than cut taxes for the wealthy. 55% of voters oppose Tillis and Berger's plan to cut personal and corporate taxes, but then to raise sales taxes. Yeah, 66% of North Carolinians disagree with putting limits on women's right to reproduction. And 67% of North Carolinians disagree with cutting pre-K and child care aid. 67% of North Carolinians say treat our children right. 77% of North Carolinians disagree with repealing the Racial Justice Act and allowing race to be a factor when you execute people. 55% of North Carolinians oppose fracking. And 77% of Duke stockholders say that Duke should pay to clean up the coal ash dump and not North Carolina. And 68% of North Carolinians oppose cutting early voting, ending straight ticket voting. 68% favor an alternative to North Carolina's strict voter ID. In other words, 68% say take your hands off our right to vote. Tell your neighbor, tell 3 people around you, we're winning. We're winning. See, the veterans will tell you, the first war, the battle you have to win is the air. And symbolically in scripture, the air is the mind and the consciousness and the viewpoints. And so we're winning. But not only that, not only are we winning in the air, you have been at this 60 straight weeks. And you have helped us have more than 120 actions across this state dealing with Moral Monday. That's over 12 actions a month, every month since last April. And by the size of this crowd, I think I'm right to say we ain't tired yet. And if you add the 7 years we organized before last year, that means we have stood strong for 8 straight years fighting for the soul of North Carolina. Not only that, tell somebody we're winning. We're winning. The biggest march in the South for civil rights was Selma to Montgomery, 1965, until February 2014 in North Carolina, where upwards of 80,000 people of every race, creed, and color came together declaring we will go to higher ground. Tell somebody we're winning. Young people, all the young folk in there, don't you old folk raise your hand. All the young folk out there under 25, raise your hand. Look at the young folk, we're winning! Because young people are engaged like never before. And right now, 50 years after the Freedom Summer, we have 50 young people that are in 50 counties throughout North Carolina working to register 50,000 new voters by the end of the summer. Somebody say we're winning. We're winning. And I want you to look around one more time and see how we're winning. Anytime you can get people from the mountains to the coast, from the borders of South Carolina to the borders of Virginia. Anytime you can get black people to come to a rally and dance to country music and get white people to come and dance to Parliament Funkadelic and go to jail together, I stop by to tell you, we are winning! Not only that, we've had nearly 1,000 people get arrested and civil disobedience defying this tyranny, and that has never happened before in the South, in a state house, any other time in history. Some people talk about the church and the religious community needs to come together. Well, in the moral movement, Forward Together Moral Movement, we now have over 1,000 clergy from all different denominations and religions working together. And we have found a way to work with our brothers and sisters who may not be people of faith, but they still know the difference between right and wrong. In the South, where money has been spent to divide us,
Yeah.
where they say labor can't organize. Well, somebody better look again. Because in the Forward Together movement, we've got labor unions and civil rights and women and LGBT and immigrants and environmentalists working together like never before. Shout, we're winning. And not only that, we have made a state movement national. They often tell you that for a national movement, you got to go to D.C., but we've made D.C. come to North Carolina. Then on top of that, we have inspired similar movements in 9 other states, and it's growing. They're building Moral Monday in Florida, in Alabama, in Tennessee, in Georgia, in Wisconsin, in Arkansas, in Virginia, and it's going across the country. We're not leading it, but we're showing people you better fight in your own state, and you better fight right now. And so today, on this 60th anniversary, we wanted you to celebrate what you've done, because you have built a movement and not just a moment. But not only that, you winning somewhere else. Because of this movement, we were able to fight to keep the 60-year-old Pungo Hospital in Bellhaven open that was going to close because of the denial of Medicaid expansion. And that was a bipartisan victory with Republicans and Democrats working together. So we have proven what we said. The folk in that house, they are extremists. They don't represent the best of republicanism or the best of democratism. They represent extremism at its worst. But not only that, we won in the courts. They passed the voucher bill, and the judge said, wait a minute, there's a constitution in North Carolina. We won the challenge to end teacher tenure and to end due process for teachers. We won the call for them to have to give up their records because they claimed legislative immunity. They said they wouldn't have to talk in our challenge to the voter suppression bill. But the judge said, you got to give it up. Give it up. We won against their building rules that were designed to shut down our protests. And on July the 7th in Winston-Salem, we are headed to federal court to ask for a full injunction against the voter suppression law, and we believe we will win. So now, what do you do with all these victories? Now is the time for us to take all of this and move to the next phase. And today we announce the next phase of the movement. We will leave here and inaugurate Moral March to the Polls. We don't judge our movement by election results alone, but being engaged in voter education, voter registration, voter participation, and voter organization must be a part of our work. And we want the whole world to see us planning how we're going to organize and turn out the vote in North Carolina like never before. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, the next part of the movement is moral march to the polls.